More deer in Michigan are dying of a viral disease called EHD. There are now more than 11,000 dead deer that have been reported to the DNR.
24-Hour News 8's Steve Kelso has been covering this story since mid-September and joins us now with more on what you found out today, Steve.
Yeah, it's called epizootic hemorrhagic disease, and it's spread by a gnat called the midge, and that little critter did very well in this summer's heat and drought. The disease has been known to exist in Michigan for years, but this year's outbreak is by far the worst in history. Take a look at this map and you can see where the hardest hit areas in southwest Michigan are. The DNR says that the number of dead deer is actually much higher than the 11,000 or so reported, but admits that right now there is just no telling how many deer have died. They were hoping that by now the numbers would be on the decrease because a good hard freeze should kill off the insect that carries the EHD. The DNR is saying that hunters should still feel free to hunt, and the agency will not be putting any limitations on the deer hunt this year. But after this season concludes, the DNR will use numbers gathered from deer check stations as they decide how many permits to issue next year.
Typically, those reevaluations don't result in big changes from one year to the next because the population just doesn't change that much from one year to the next. This year may be different because of the disease, so we may have to do some hunters may notice bigger changes in regulations for next year than what they normally see.
Now, the DNR says it does not anticipate that Michigan's deer herd itself is in any danger. It's important to put the number of dead deer in perspective. While there are way more than the 11,000 dead deer that have been reported, hunters harvested more than 440,000 last year, and on the average, as drivers in this state, we kill more than 50,000 every year with our cars. Also important to remember that you cannot catch this disease and you cannot catch it by eating meat from a dead deer. Sue?